Hello, hello, hello. How are we? I am live. Why does it when I start a live? Oh shit! When I start a live video, it starts off really far away, and then as soon as it connects, it gets really. I don't intentionally sit this close to the camera. I hope you know that. Just check and see we're live. Beautiful, we are live. How are you guys? If you are watching on replay, please just type in replay if you're watching. And then any questions or comments that you have for me, I can answer at the end. But pop them in the comments box below. Especially if you're watching on replay, make sure you tag me in your questions as well. At the end of this video, I'll go through the video just to see if there are any questions that have come up live, and if they're not, no worries, tag me in your questions if you're watching this on replay instead anyway. Beautiful. So why, what, how, who, why? Already said why. Why meal prep? Why is it so important for plant-based weight loss? For weight loss, for a healthy lifestyle. So what is it essentially? So food prep is planning and cooking food ahead of time. Okay, it's no fancy pants Pinterest board, everything in spotless glass mason jars. It doesn't necessarily have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be spotless. Your kitchen doesn't have to look like a movie set. Honestly, if you think about just jumping on Pinterest and typing in meal prep, you'll get some uniform looking beautiful boxes and tubs, everything in little individual tubs, little tiny sauce pots, little separated jars. Now, in reality, we don't always have that to start off with. So the tips that I'm going to give you are just to get you started. There's a lot to it, so grab a pen and paper now. Go get it. Go grab a pen and paper because there's a lot to get through and I won't be writing up notes afterwards. So you'll have to rewatch it otherwise. So why is food prepping important? Well, it stops you from binging and overeating. It reduces your cravings between meals. Now, these 2 points already are immense, regardless of whether you have weight to lose or whether you're just looking to live a healthy plant-based lifestyle. Stopping the binging and overeating, reducing cravings is really, really important, okay? It's important for our health, it's important for our longevity, for our mental clarity, for our blood sugar levels, and everything else in between. If we're binging and overeating because we haven't prepared something that day, because we haven't thought ahead, because we haven't planned, then that is going to lead us down the path to not necessarily failure, but to away from our goals, as far away from our goals as we would like to be. So why else is food prepping important? Well, it stops you from snacking and eating junk food. Again, if you don't have it there, the junk food and the meal prep, then you're not going to go for it. Okay, so if you don't have the junk food there, you probably won't go for it. You won't necessarily go massively out of your way to go and get junk food. Equally, if you have the meal prep there, you're likely to eat it because it's already there. It's already in your vision. It's already in the plan. It's already part of the day. Why go off plan? Why try and do something different? By the way, if my voice sounds a bit husky, I actually haven't talked all day. It is now 5:03 p.m. and the last time I talked out loud was 10 a.m. So I've been on my laptop all day since. So sorry about the voice. Anyway, so why else is food prepping important? Well, it keeps you energized throughout the day because it ensures that you don't miss out on vital vitamins and minerals. Planning ahead and doing your meal prepping really does help you stick to a healthy, well balanced diet. So ensuring that you don't miss out on vital vitamins and minerals by meal prepping is super important and super easy. It's kind of just like a byproduct. If you meal prep healthy meals, you're going to make sure that you don't miss out on vitamins and minerals every day. So you don't have to end up supplementing because you're already pre-planning, you're already preparing ahead of time. It minimises food wastage. I don't know if you've ever had that sad looking cabbage or lettuce at the back of your fridge just looking at you with disdain going, why didn't you eat me? So it minimises all your food wastage as well because you know exactly what you need to get ahead of time and you're not buying extra ingredients. You're not necessarily going out and buying additional foods that you don't need because it's already been accounted for in meal prep. So minimises food wastage, and it saves time and money. You might be thinking, how does it save time? You're telling me to meal prep for 2 or 3 hours on a weekend. Well, if you think about it, if you spend 3 hours on a weekend, I'm going to have to get my calculator up because, my brain's not really working to full capacity today. If you spend 3 hours, okay, on meal prep, so we're looking at 180 minutes. Say you made 8 meals. That's 22 minutes, 22 and a half minutes per meal. So that could be 4 lunches and 4 dinners. What if you made 4 breakfasts as well? Okay, so what if 180 was divided by 12? That's 15 minutes. So essentially, the couple of hours that you put aside on the weekend is going to minimize the time that it takes to make food. Because I guarantee you wouldn't be able to make a full-blown curry in 15 minutes. But on the weekend, you can make a full-blown curry, you can make a full-blown pasta salad, or lentil and buckwheat, or lentil and quinoa, vegetable salad with a tahini dressing, all in a few hours. Maybe under that. Especially the more you do it, the quicker you're going to get, right? So the more you bulk make on the weekends, the less time it does actually take to make per meal. I don't know if that's making sense, but it makes sense in my head. While you're already there, you already got everything out, you're already going to be cleaning up and putting everything away. There's no point spending extra time throughout the week getting everything out, chopping everything up, when it's already there. You save yourself so much time and money. Why'd you save yourself money? I don't know if you've ever gone up and down the supermarket aisle after aisle after aisle, and you've gone, oh, I don't know what to get. I'll get a bit of this, get a bit of that. No. This cuts out all of that bull crap. You're not going to throw everything in the cart just because you're walking past it. This time you're putting anything in the cart that is necessary, that is part of your meal prep. Again, saving time and money. So we know the benefits of meal prep, but what does a healthy meal prep look like? Well, a balanced meal. So with your meal prep, you want to try and keep the meals very well balanced. So we've talked a lot about food before. So if you are wanting a little bit more information, additional information on exactly what you need to be eating, drop a message below saying, what do I need to be eating? And I'll redirect you to another training video, which we've done, where I explain everything that you should and shouldn't be eating for plant-based weight loss. But if you are prepping according to what we've talked about, so having a balanced meal, making sure that your each lunchbox has the right proportions, then that's a perfect meal prep. We've already been through the food, so you know what kind of foods that need to go in it. Again, if you don't know what foods, drop a comment below and I'll redirect you. A healthy meal prep can also look like well-balanced breakfasts, well-balanced lunches, snacks that are well balanced, a little bit of vegetables, a little bit of protein, and a little bit of carbs, and also well balanced dinners as well. So decide on how much food prep you're going to do next week and be all in on it. So you really don't have to go, okay, I'm going to do meal prep. What am I going to do? Right, okay, I'm going to make 5 breakfasts, 5 lunches, and 5 dinners. Oh shit, where do I start? I don't know where to start. No. I want you to be all in on it. So strip it back. If all in means that you're going to make snacks for next week, start there. Maybe week 2 you'll go, I got this. I'm going to make snacks and some breakfasts. So you're going to go all in the following week on making every snack and all of your breakfasts. Whatever you say you're going to do, I want you all in on it. So be realistic. Set yourself a realistic target, a realistic goal. Don't go all in on breakfast, lunches and dinners, because that's just going to send you into overwhelm, panic, and it's going to probably make you back out, which is going to lead to disappointment and then overeating, as we've discussed before. So decide how much food prep you're going to do the next week and be all in on it. You can discuss with your partner or your sibling, if you live with someone, a housemate, who is cooking on what days. So you can partner up, work together. If you have someone else to cook for, it makes it easier for most people. It makes it more desirable for most people as well. But also you can take it in turns. This means that you're not always eating the same foods or similar foods because you both might have different things to bring to the table. You can start with prepping just snacks ahead of time, like I said, and then you can do snacks and breakfast the following week. And then if you get confident with that, try snacks, breakfast, and a couple of lunches. So just extend it slowly and give yourself that time to get used to food prepping. It doesn't happen overnight, okay? It never did with me. I even still struggle to meal prep, but I still do it because I know the importance of it. And I know what will happen if I don't. I will waste time in the kitchen every lunch trying to prepare something last minute from all of the random crap that I brought in over the weekend. If you're a bit of a princess like me, and come Wednesday or Thursday, you still want fresh vegetables in your salad, you don't have to just do one meal prep a week. Try thinking about splitting it up. So on Sunday, you do meal prep for Monday, Tuesday, and half of Wednesday. On Wednesday night, you start your meal prep again. You do Wednesday night, all of Thursday, all of Friday. Now you can do weekends as well. That's no problem. You can mix them up, and these days don't have to stick to those days. It doesn't have to be Sunday and Wednesday. But if you want fresher foods throughout the week, I would suggest doing 2 meal preps and just putting some time aside midweek to do that. Give yourself a couple of hours after work and know that it's going to take a couple of hours and it's going to take a week. But you either spend a few hours on the weekend or you spend a couple of hours on the weekend, a couple of hours midweek, and you get fresher foods. Sometimes I'm really not bothered. Sometimes I'll make recipes that last, like curries, stews, soups, over salads, because I know a salad isn't going to be as fresh by the end of the week. So depending on your preference, if you're one that's going to turn around and say, oh yeah, but I'm not going to meal prep because, I want food fresh. No, that's just an excuse. Let's debunk those excuses. Let's get 2 lots of food prepping going. Doesn't have to be 3 or 4 lots, just 2. And that will give you enough to cover a few days. Done. Beautiful. So, plan ahead of time. With food prep, I want you to write out your meals that you're going to have. Okay, so just write your ideas on a piece of paper. So this is what I do. I'm just going to kind of run through everything that I do because I've kind of nailed it and made it super easy for me. If you've got any questions, again, just throw them in the comments below. I'll go through them, or if you're watching this on replay, just tag me afterwards, after the question so I can read it. So this is what I do. I will write out all of the meals that I'm going to have on one piece of paper. Then I'll actually rewrite it on the back. So on the front, it's just the meals. On the back, it's the meals, but I'm also going to write down the things that I want in that dish. So for example, say on Monday, I want a sushi bowl. Turn the piece of paper over, sushi bowl. What am I having in the sushi bowl? Okay, I'm going to have edamame beans. I'm going to have rice. I'm going to have sesame seeds. I'm going to have avocado. I'm going to have grated carrot. I'm going to have grated cucumber. I'm going to have some bok choy. And I'm going to have some seaweed. So you've got your meals on one side, so it's quick for you. You know what you're having on what day. On the back, you know what ingredients you need. Now on a separate piece of paper, and this sounds a lot of work, but it really isn't, and it minimises a lot of confusion and a lot of time that it takes to you to go, oh wait, but what were the carrots for again? What were the mushrooms for again? So then on that separate piece of paper, you'll go through that list of things that you've written to go into that dish, and then you'll write up a shopping list. And as you're doing the shopping list, go and check. Do I have enough nutritional yeast to last me another week? Do I have enough black salt to last me another week? Do I have enough vegetable stock? And as you're writing that shopping list, you'll create a shopping list that's big enough for all of your meals and accommodates for what you already have in the cupboards. Then, with part of planning ahead of time, shop specifically off your shopping list. So as I mentioned at the start, you don't want to be just throwing everything in like it's a bloody game show and just going, yeah, I'll have some of that, I'll have some of that, I'll have some of that. Make sure you're sticking to your shopping list. Try not to be suckered into deals, into well marketed things, because they are often not quite what they say on the packet. If you're walking past a pack of cookies and they say low sugar, don't go for them. Just because they say they're low sugar doesn't mean they're healthy. They are likely high in fat and other things, not to mention salt and sugar, and they are not going to be in line with your goals. If it's not on your shopping list, I doubt you need it. I mean, occasionally you might need it, but I doubt you'll need it. Beautiful. So after food shopping, portion out your snacks. Chop and dice your veggies. Put grains into storage where you can. So as soon as you get home, start prepping if you need to, just a little bit. Do you need to wash and chop some veggies? Do you need to wash and chop some fruit? What can you do that is going to minimize the food prepping time when you get home from the shop? So for example, what I do is with all my fruits and vegetables, I will throw them in the sink with a load of water. So it's just the sink's already full up. I'll throw all the vegetables and fruit in there while I'm unpacking everything else. So that's soaking away, and then all I got to do is just pull it out, dab it dry with a tea towel, and that's already done. So it's just getting in a rhythm, just getting in a flow, and you'll get used to it. You will. Don't think that you're going to go in there and be a super pro. It's like saying, okay, I'm going to learn a new language tomorrow, and giving yourself the task to stand up in front of the nation and sing the national song. That's not going to happen, okay? Terrible example as well, but it's not going to happen. Meal prep is a skill. It's a skill that needs to be developed. So give yourself time. It's okay if you fuck it up once. It's okay if you didn't quite get it right. But when it goes right, write her down. Because when it goes right, you're going to want to do it again at a later stage. Maybe not the following week, because maybe you don't want the same meals the next week. But write it down. Anyway, I'm going to come back to that point as well, because that's another point that I've got on my notes later. So yeah, after food shopping, throw everything in the sink that needs to be washed, and then while that's going, decant bags, decant boxes. So can you decant a box of oats into a tub of oats? Can you decant all of your grains into individual grains? You'll want to store all of these things in better forms than the plastic forms that they come in from the supermarket, which again, over time, it does add up a little bit of money in terms of purchasing, but it's going to save you a lot in the long run when you're not having to throw things away because they went bad really quickly. So when you get home, wash, portion out, chop up, decant where you can and where possible. So like I said, store as best as you can. Rewrap foods, for example, with herbs, fresh herbs. You might want to take them out of the plastic, wrap them in a damp kitchen roll, and then put that in some cling film. And that's going to keep it, and it's going to make it last just that little bit longer. Just learn how you can keep some things and how they stay fresher for longer. Glass containers are your best friend. Finally, before you crack on with your meal prep, I would highly recommend, if you're ADD like me, I would highly recommend looking at what you're going to be meal prepping and writing a list of steps of what you need to do, and then put them in order of length of time that it's going to take. For example, if you need to bake some tofu, which you know is going to take about 30 to 35 minutes, do the tofu first, chop it up, season it, put it in the oven. While that's in the oven, you can then dice and slice some vegetables, or you can start boiling some grains. With that list, it just makes it very clear and concise exactly what you need to do. So it really does reduce a lot of faffing, especially like me. As soon as I start getting into things, I'm like, oh no, what do I need to do? What do I need to do now? It really does help. Trust me on this. Beautiful. Okay, next thing, how to meal prep. So what I always do is just start fresh. So go into your kitchen. Does it look like your kitchen could be a show home? If it doesn't, prepare it like a show home. Imagine your landlord is coming And the decision that he makes is going to either kick you out or keep you in there. Make sure he keeps you in there. Wash and clean all of the surfaces. Make sure there's nothing in the washing up bowl. Make sure there is nothing in the drying rack. Put everything away. You want to start afresh. If you start and there's already things getting in the way, there's not enough space in the washing up bowl, there's not enough space on the draining board, it's going to add to the time that it's going to take. It's going to make things a little bit chaotic, and there will likely be a lot of things already out that need washing before you can use them. So again, it just gets in the way. You want to make it as clear and clean and easy as possible for yourself. Now, I like to also ensure that there are bins in multiple areas of my kitchen, and that they're empty. So I'll start with empty bins. Again, empty your bins, maybe put them by the front door, outside the front door, and then go and take them out after your food prep, because you'll probably want to empty them after as well. But make sure that the bins are empty, there's fresh bags in there. And also, I find it really useful just to get a plastic bag and wrap it around one of the kitchen cupboard like handles, or hang it over one of the doors, and have that ready. So when I'm chopping fruits and veg, I can literally just swipe it off the kitchen countertop. Can you see me? I can swipe it off the kitchen countertop. It goes straight in the bin. Boom, gone, out the way. So having those two bins there really does help me, and it helps clear as you go. I cannot emphasize enough, clean as you go, folks. You don't need to fully wash utensils. If you're going to use a mixing bowl for one savoury food and you're going to use it for another savoury food in a minute, just empty it out and leave it. Unless there's a fear of cross-contamination. If you have someone with a severe allergy, of course, then you need to clean these things. But if not, why are you wasting time washing stuff up? Go, is this going to affect massively the flavour or something to do with the dish? If not, why bother washing it up? I can go through all my lunches and all my dinners using the same utensils without having to wash them. I don't need to wash the garlic chopper twice. I don't need to wash the mixing bowl twice. Even if there's two different sauces in there, the amount that it's actually going to affect the following dish that goes into that bowl, very minimal, if anything. Don't waste your time on the little things that don't matter. Ensure your bins are there. Yep. Get all of your meal prep tubs ready. Pull out all your kitchen equipment that's necessary. Okay. So what I mean by this is everything that you're going to put your lunches and your meals and all of your prep into, have them ready, sat on top of the lids on a side of the counter, if you have enough space, of course. Then you've got the lid and the tub ready to go. So it's 1 meal, 2 meals, 3 meals, 4 meals, 5, 6, 7, 8. Have them all ready to go. So as soon as the meal is ready, you can turn around and dish it in. Pull out all your kitchen equipment necessary. So that is knives, that is can openers, chopping boards, all of your food that you need, mixing bowls, spatulas, everything that you think that you're going to need, or that you know that you're going to need. Pull it out, because I guarantee you having to open drawers, dig around, root around and try and find the things that you need is going to waste a lot of time too. Just these little things make such a difference in meal prepping. It reduces your stress, it reduces the time, and it's really going to help put everything together as quickly as possible. Next, I would highly recommend that the first few times that you meal prep, let me start that again. I just look at my notes and I realise that I covered half of them already. So the first few times you meal prep, it might be overwhelming, but you'll get used to it, okay? I know I said this already, but you will get used to it and learn from each time. What worked, what didn't work. Maybe make a note next to your meal. This was easy to meal prep. This was hard to meal prep. Oh, if I did this on my meal prep, it would have made things a lot easier. And keep all of these notes, maybe in all your recipes or in a kitchen folder, because next time you go to that meal, you'll go, oh, hang on a minute, I had a problem with that. What don't I need to do this time? And that's all part of your planning. The more you do it, the more it becomes you. The more it becomes second nature. The less you have to think about it, the quicker it becomes. Give yourself that time. Give yourself that integration period. It's okay. My biggest top tip For meal prep, eat your lunch before meal prepping. I cannot tell you how many of my clients, how many times I've done this too, have said, I went to go and meal prep, and what did I eat? I ate all the fucking food that I was supposed to put in my salad, and now I've ended up with half a salad every day. Okay, guys, no matter what you're meal prepping, no matter how healthy it is, no matter what it is, eat your lunch beforehand because you'll end up eating what you're trying to prep for dinners and lunches ahead of time, okay? If it's an awkward time in between, have a heavy snack that's going to get you through so you don't feel as compelled to eat the few things that you're chopping off, cutting up. Because also when you're doing that, you're eating mindlessly and unnecessarily. Beautiful. Okay. My last few tips for you guys. I hope that you have been scribbling away nice and fast. This one is how to simplify your meal prep. So, cook larger batch meals at first, especially at first. Keep it simple, okay? What do I mean by that? Cook 2 lots of 8 portion meals. Rotate between them, okay? So if you made a curry, make 8 portions. If you made, now I've got to think of something off the top of my head. Okay, so say you made a curry and you made 8 portions. Make an 8 portion mac and cheese. Yeah, so what? You've got 16 meals. You can freeze it. So use 4 that week of your curry. Use 4 that week of your mac and cheese. Freeze the other 4 of each. Then next week when you do meal prep, you can alternate. So you've not got just the same 2 meals. The following week, you've got the 2 meals that you're using and also the 2 meals from the week before. Slowly over time, you'll accumulate a lot of Tupperwares, but slowly over time, you'll have enough in your freezer to rotate that you really don't get bored and sick of the food. It will mean that you get variation, variety of foods, a variety of flavors, a variety of dishes, especially as you do this a couple of weeks in a row, and then you can just alternate between them, and it means that the meal prep's not going to get boring and it's going to remain tasty. It's going to take you a few weeks to get to that stage, but that's totally fine. Experiment along the way, do it slowly. And like I said, cook larger batches. Don't ever cook 1 portion. Even 2 portions I find is completely useless. If you're going to make something, make it into 4. I always do this. If I'm going to make something, I'll make it into 4. If it's just the 2 of us eating on a Saturday night, I'll make 4 portions. What do? Freeze it. A freezer in our day and age, such a simple thing, but it works so well for weight loss, for a healthy lifestyle, because you can keep all of your foods forever. Well, 6 months. Utilize good kitchen equipment, okay? So you want a decent set of knives. I cannot emphasize this enough. You want a decent set of knives. So many times I've been hacking away at a carrot or a tomato because my knife isn't sharp. I'm getting frustrated, and it's before I know it, it's taken me 5 minutes to chop up a pack of 6 salad tomatoes. I'm literally speaking from experience. Make sure your knives are nice and sharp beforehand. If you need to get a knife sharpener, they don't cost an arm and a leg. Sharpen your knives beforehand. Again, when you're making sure all your kitchen equipment is out and ready to go, make sure you've got a decent set of knives, or at the very least, make sure they're nice and sharp. Make sure you've got your food processor parts, because a food processor is really, really easy to dice and chop. If you know that you're about to prepare 2 different style dishes or 2 different meals, and let's say you need 4 carrots, 4 onions and carrots and garlic, all kind of 4. So you needed 4 onions, maybe a couple of carrots and some garlic cloves, and you need it all diced up. Throw it in the food processor, okay? Chop it up, take off the skins, top and tail it, throw it in the food processor. It will dice it up in seconds for you. Seconds is going to save you at least a few minutes. Again, reducing that time. Utilize the blender. If you know you've got a couple of meals that require onions, food process it, and then you've got all of your onions, food process garlic. Do it the same with carrots and celery. All of these things can be chopped up quickly in the food processor, and especially if you're using the food processor later, again, you don't need to clean it out. You don't need to clean the blades. You don't need to clean the barrel, unless you're chopping onions and garlic, and then you're making like bliss balls or something afterwards. Good kitchen equipment also for me includes rubber spatula. I will not start meal prep without my rubber spatulas. I've got two. One's like for hefty shit and one's for smaller stuff. I love them. They are useful and they help scrape out the bottom of yogurt cartons too. And measuring cups as well. Really, really useful, especially when you're making a lot of meal preps. You want to make sure you get enough of the flavors. You want to make sure you're getting enough or not too much of the grain. So just have them ready to hand. If you're really struggling for time, guys, you can buy microwavable grains. Totally fine. I'd rather you buy microwavable grains than not have grains at all. Okay, now we can get into a whole argument about how microwaves are not very good for our health, but in the grand scheme of things, it's very minimal and it's an unnecessary argument to make. If you're short on time, get the microwave grains, the ones that you just peel a corner off, chuck in the microwave for 2 minutes. It's really no biggie. And it can save you a lot of time. So utilize the foods that we have out there. Try and keep it whole. Try and keep it plant-based. Well, should I say always keep it whole. Always keep it plant-based. But make sure it's easy for you. If you're struggling for time with meal prep and it's really difficult, make it easier. Get those microwave grains. Nothing wrong with that. You can also soak grains overnight to help speed up the cooking time. I often soak bulgur wheat in boiling hot water for about half an hour and then don't feel the need to cook it anymore. You can do the same with other grains as well, and that's just going to reduce the cooking times when you actually need to come and cook. So on a Saturday night, if you know that you need 2 cups of rice, soak it overnight, and it's going to take much less time than a regular brown grain rice, which is like 45 minutes. Of course, if you have a pressure cooker or an Instant Pot, you are winning at life. You can utilize those too. Last but not least, I have mentioned this before, but it goes without saying. Again, write down your menu when it goes well. Write down your menu when it doesn't go well. And make sure you make it very clear for yourself. This went well. This didn't go well. And on both of them, why did it go well? Why didn't it go well? And on both of them, how could I make this more efficient? How could I make it better? The same applies for every area of our lives. If we're not analysing what's gone well, what hasn't gone well, we're not questioning ourselves how we can improve it, how we can be better. If we're not analysing those things, we're never going to get any better. We're never going to improve because we're not giving ourselves the opportunity to look inwards and ask those questions and give ourselves space to actually improve. Guys, that's meal prep done and dusted. I'm just going to quickly refresh the page and I don't think we have any questions. No questions. Totally fine. If you do have any questions, guys, please just pop them in the comments box below and make sure you tag me. If meal prep is something that you're still going, but I don't know, I'm not too sure, send me a message and let me know, because then maybe we can work around it. There's no problem with that. Also, if you're thinking, yeah, but I don't know what to eat, then grab the goddamn free 7-day meal plan. If you've made it in here, you've made it to this video, and I have not yet thrown it at you and told you to use it, download it, or asked you if you wanted it, and you still haven't got it, then just get it. Comment 7-day meal plan anywhere on this page, and I'll float it over to you. And with the 7-day meal plan, I've had quite a few people come to me. They've told me about the reduction in the inflammation, in the bloating, in the pain and agony that people have been going through, even after they've adopted a plant-based lifestyle. Okay, there's testimonies on the main page. There's some people on the main page, some amazing women who have seen some fantastic results just from the 7-day meal plan alone. If you're going, what do you mean just a 7-day meal plan? There's also a 28-day meal plan. Okay, I'm just in the process of revamping it. So when it gets revamped, if you sign up for the 28-day meal plan after it's revamped, you only get the one copy. If you sign up for the 28-day meal plan before it gets revamped, you get the current copy and the new copy, which, by the way, are going to be basically completely different recipes. So essentially, you'll be getting 2 meal plans, 2 months worth of meal plans for the same price as one if you sign up before it gets revamped. Me and my VA are working on that at the moment. So if you do want the 28-day meal plan and you want to utilize 2 months worth of recipes before the revamp comes out, write 28-day below and I will send you a cheeky little discount link for that. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I want to know how your meal prep goes. By all means, send pictures and post comments underneath this video so we can all see everyone else's meal preps and see how well and amazing everyone else is doing. Thank you so much for joining me for this training. Much love, and I will catch you soon. Bye!